overcome by the dive that comes out from MKOI.
Like hard engage here. I don't like the Renata, honestly. I would be very surprised. I think he's just kind of hovering around for fun, and I think he's going to lock in hard engage. I just don't really buy it when it's like you need some sort of a go button, right? You need to be able to actually lock these people up, apply CC so that the killer instinct can even be used, right? Like otherwise, what is your...
is going better than the Caitlyn Karma was in terms of 2v2 pressure, which is surprising considering how strong Kate Karma usually is.
Absolutely, but you have to take into consideration how the level 1 went, right? And it was really about that aggression, as Mirwin, again, just going to be able to heal up, and now with the passive stack, Conqueror stacked.
Conqueror fully stacked here onto Rest. Doesn't have another Blade Surge to work with, but Rest forced back once again. Yorick does have a few innate tools for sustain. Last right giving you a bit of health back as Jojo taken out.
Able to finish him off, and Jojo just admitting the mistake, but MCOY looking for a dive here. Rest in trouble.
Yeah, slammed into the wall. There's the flawless duet to follow up, and Elioya on the board. MCOY get there.
Punishing that second time, so has to stay alive, and Alvaro is here, and Honkyu could be in trouble.
Rising Shove doesn't connect. Flash, Shadowing Strike, but the weirding out from Honkyu will get him to safety. Goes invisible. Doesn't have to burn the flash, which I think is really what MKOI were looking for there, just trying to even out that summoner spell disadvantage. Honkyu flashes in though, and Jojo's dead again!
Honkyu
That's not optimal, but Honkyu is absolutely slapping. Elioya comes in, will put the hammer down and get a kill in response, but Honkyu
becomes less important to me. It's like you're just going Bramble Vest into tabbies and trying not to die.
Paranoia from Junja. The flash from the Fear Tether is enough to keep super safe. He was actually positioning up because that plate was about to fall on the top side, so he wanted to get the gold from it. Elioya now coming down towards the bottom side. Rest does have his flash available, puts down the cage, but I don't think Rest is able to escape from this. Meanwhile, on the top side, Alvaro and Jojo Pyun are still fighting. Jojo Pyun down to a 3rd HP as Rest falls on the bottom side. Able MKOI with a gold lead in the early game, about 1,200 ahead right now, as CFO are going to claim the first Drake of the game.
CFO? Review that he had given where he was saying this MSI is so important to him because it felt like it was the first time that he had earned it himself, you know, actually getting there himself. Of course, he had subbed in before in the past on loan for another team, but this is, you know, him earning his trip here and really wants to perform well to show that, hey, you know, I deserve to be here amongst the best in the world.
I think there's a lot of people as well who have only watched him in the LPL as the Paranoia goes down onto Mirwin, who has no flash and no escape from this. Rest gets the shutdown. And Mirwin just...
What?
Oh, Alvaro looking for Kaiwing or Doggo here. Steps into vision. There's a flank as well here from Elioya. Kaiwing has to flash away early. The Magnustorm comes out. There's the Paranoia as well. Super begins to open up. Between worlds goes Honkyu. The Keeper's Verdict knocks back 2. Doggo looking for the flank. The Paranoia is going to follow back up. Doggo still coming in here. There's the Weaver's Wall from Jojo. Alvaro chasing onto Doggo, but he's got both summoners still up, and he uses the cleanse immediately to get away from the seismic shove. Elioya now on the retreat with the steadfast presence. The weirding coming out from Honkyu is going to
be a potential for a fight.
It might just be a fight afterwards. There's the Paranoia coming out. Smite goes in from Elioya. Seismic Shove shielded by Junja. Doggo and Kaiwing. Certains across the board actually for both teams as MKOI set up around the Rift Herald. Kaiwing looking for that flank position. Prey Seeker's going to come out as Doggo tries to connect, but the Rift Herald is secured by MKOI. And alongside it, those upgraded boots.
Yeah, and Junja had no ultimates. You're pretty much never going to look for a fight, you know, in that position. Nocturne without ult in a team fight is just so useless. And Rest just going to tank up this damage and knock down the tower. It is incredibly low, so we'll be able to finish that off. Nicely done by him. And that is the ult out from Jojo. Has not really been able to find much purchase in this game. You know, he did get taken down a couple times in mid lane, and as a result, hasn't been very active on the map.
That's just smart movement as well from CFO. Splitting these laners up. Honkyu's going to dash away. Clears out the wave first. Kaiwing here for support. Even trying to close the gap before this duet. There's the charm, and Kaiwing can just run up to the top side. Great protection of his mid laner there from the CFO support.
Yeah, really slick stuff from both of them, honestly. You know, Honkyu just drops the ult, clears out the wave, runs away from the dives. They have to walk through the tower, and that buys his support time to get there. They're looking for a dive on bot side.
Paranoia onto Mirwin. The Fear Tether's going to connect as well as Rest flashing forward, but they can't quite kill him. Doggo comes in with a killer instinct and will take out Mirwin. Meanwhile, there's a dive onto Honkyu. The tower's not going to stand for much longer. Mirwin gets the kill. Super down towards this bottom side has got one in response. Doggo's already dead as alongside Rest. So Jojo dies at bot. Mirwin gets a kill at top. Super picks up 2 in the end on the bot lane.
Yeah, that is really big. Super going to be able to grab a couple kills, and they're going to drop the Herald mid here now. So Elioya going to be able to charge this one in. Maybe finish this off as well. It's just the support in the area, so should be able to finish it off. More gold going the way of MCOY. Over 3,000 gold. Like a bloodthirster popping up.
Start in the game. It's a free bloodthirster. It's the only way I think I'd be able to beat most of the players here. Between worlds from Hongkyu, he's going to look to try and dash away, but can't get to the edge of the ring. Alvaro still chasing. Elioya looking for the keeper's verdict, doesn't connect. Hongkyu jumps back with the weirding, but in the end will fall to Super, who's now 3-0 with a 1.4k gold lead.
And nicely done, CFO, though, in the area, thinking about looking for an engage.
Paranoia. Ginger goes in onto Super, who doesn't have the Feather Storm. The tower will fall. The dash in is stopped by the Steadfast Presence, but the Charm's still going to connect. The shutdown with the Grand Entrance. Alvaro now on the front line as Doggo begins to open up. Elioya doing what he can. Jojo coming in from the side as well. Ginger's going to fall. MKOI turn it around and get 2 kills in response.
Nicely done. Are able to knock down that tower there too. And Mirwin now pushing through mid lane here. He's got his second item, and Rest is going to have to be careful, but Kaiwing is in the area.
Yeah, Weaver's Wall though. Mirwin just has to survive for a couple of seconds. Kaiwing dashes away, but the chase comes in from Mirwin. Kaiwing will fall, TP in from Hongkyu. He's lost his support though, alongside his... We've seen MKOI take a few fights in Game 1 and Game 2 that have swung things in CFO's favor, so it's not all done yet, but they are in prime position to close this one out and take us at least to a Game 4. Paranoia coming out. So we see Mirwin trying to dash forward. Flawless Duet doesn't land the stun. TP coming out from Alvaro to try and protect. It's going to be a 4v2, but Mirwin looking to take down 2 before they get in. The quickness in time. Ginger will die to the tower shot as Alvaro tries to retreat. He remounts. Was looking for Hongkyu, but couldn't find him. And there's the knockup with the Grand Entrance. Kaiwing tanking it well. Alvaro down to Doggo. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Elioya, Jojo, and Super are pushing in. Rest doesn't have the flash, but the stun doesn't connect against the wall. The keeper's verdict, though, will keep him in place. And Super brings back the daggers to get the kill.
Good proactive play on the top side there from CFO, but it just doesn't really matter because MKOI, again, getting a play back on the bot side, getting a kill back on the coming back from Mirwin.
Yeah, Mirwin TPing in just gives that extra safety blanket that MKOI needed to make sure that they can secure it. They'll get the Artican. Next Drake up in 4 minutes.
Was going so deep for that vision. You need wards in your opponent's jungle, not even just your own, but they're going to go for an age.
Paranoia coming out. The Weaver's Wall has been popped. Super trying to join the party here as Elioya's on the front line. Between worlds, doesn't matter. MKOI just assassinate too. Hongkyu looking to survive, but he's locked up against the wall. Jojo hits him with a threaded volley, and Super brings back the feathers to secure the double. Alvaro, 15 seconds time. It would be sole point for MKOI. Elioya going in here, trying to steal away this blue. The Weaver's Wall will separate CFO. Paranoia coming out from Ginger, but he's on the wrong side of dodge, and he'll be taken out, slammed into that Weaver's Wall.
Reactive, right? It's MKOI now that are on the front foot. It's them that are playing much more aggressive with this gold lead, as you want to see them do. And they're
for vision. You can be behind enemy lines, you have enough escape tools to get out. If you really need to, you can pop the quickness, but with the MKOs as well, you just have so much utility in your kit. Elioya stepping forward here. A 3-item Kaiser is nothing to be sniffed at. Nashor's, Ginsu's, and the Kraken finished. Hongkyu going in, the quickness from Kaiwing as well for the charm. Alvaro's caught out here, keeper's verdict. Not guilty for now, the Paranoia back in. Ginger flashes out, Alvaro using Magnet Storm and jumps his way away. MKOI starting up the Baron though, smite from Elioya already used. We'll be back up in about 7 seconds time. TP coming out from Rest as he looks to join the frame. Mirwin's in the mid lane. CFO trying to get in, but it's secured by Elioya. Alvaro dashes onto the back line. Kaiwing already down, and I think that will be all for the fight. MKOI managed to secure the objective. The Weaver's Wall coming out though. Elioya has other ideas as he dashes in onto Hongkyu. Magnet Storm on Hongkyu means that he can't escape between worlds. Jojo still looking for more. Ginger lands the Fear Tether onto Alvaro, but the stun still connects, and the Shroud of Darkness won't be enough to save him from Elioya. MKOI now looking greedily at getting a game in this series.
And I think they're going to do just that. It doesn't look like there's much that CFO can do about it. It's just Doggo going to try to defend here with Rest, but MKOI are pushing, and they are looking for the first win.
Kaiwing goes in, gets the double knockup. The Blades are called back. Super, though, will kill off Kaiwing. Vanguard's edge in from Mirwin. Doggo having to flash away. He'll get 2 on the fountain. Jojo, Super, and Alvaro, though, should still be able to clean this one up. Super flashing forward, and with the Blade caller, he'll find his opposite man. MKOI show there's still life in EU yet as they get a game versus CFO.
Nicely done there. Jojo looking pumped.